Welcome to the Perham Show. My guest today is Fred Saylor, and Fred is the Activities Director, Community Ed, ALC. You're wearing a lot of hats for District 549.
That's right. It's a small district, so we all wear a few hats. So,
well, welcome. It's nice to have you on the show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Now, we have talked about, in the past, for the Perham Show, we've gone out when the ALC classes have been building homes, and they're not doing that this summer. What's going on with them?
Well, for a number of years, we built homes under the direction of John Scout. Does a really good job with kids. And what's happened with the economy, and there's so many houses out there right now that to add another house and then attempt to sell it would be very difficult. So what we're doing is looking for community projects. They have to be, they can't be for private individuals, but if they're public projects such as the county, the city, hospital, obviously the school, those types of projects, we can lend our student power to those projects. We work hand in hand with rural Minnesota SEP, and so SEP pays a minimal wage to our students. The students earn the knowledge, and they also earn credit, plus again that wage, so it's really a three-way win for our kids.
Absolutely.
And they take that skill with them, and many of them enter the construction field. Some have gone on to school, college. So it's been a terrific program. We don't want to let it go just because there's a kind of a housing glut right now in the community and in the area. So we're looking for any type of public project that would work.
So I heard Kelsey Clem talk a few days back about painting the new water tower. Would that be the kind of when you talk about public, I know you probably don't want to get them way up there, but public entities that you're looking.
Right. In fact, I just got a message from Kelsey Clem before I came today, and they're looking at putting some fencing up around some of their property. They're also looking at building a shelter at one of their parks. That would be exactly what we do, because we want our kids not only more than just shoveling rock or digging holes. We want them to learn a skill that they can take with them that is marketable.
And maybe something that's going to give them something that they can get passionate about. It starts with a V, vocation. Yes.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, they and again, we've our area learning center. Maybe we should back up a little bit.
Yes.
Is typically we take kids from quite an area. Primarily, it's kids who live in the Perham School District, Frazee School District, and New York Mills. Those are our big three, but we also have kids coming in from the north as well as the south from those school districts. And oftentimes, they're kids who, for one reason or another, haven't quite fit into the typical high school. And they come to us, and it's an independent study program. So in the morning, our students will, get their 4 hours. We'll have them meet with staff, and in the afternoon they go out into the work field and learn those skills. So oftentimes the kids who come to us are really hands-on. They thrive in that environment, and I think most of us would understand that at our age, if somebody came to us and said, "Now listen, we want you to sit in a classroom for 7 hours," we'd go, "Can't do it." Well, these are the kids who can't do it either.
Right.
It just doesn't work for them. But other means of education does work for them, and we've had a lot of success with that.
Well, now I know that you are do a lot of oversight for many activities in the Perham district. So let's take a quick break and let's come back and talk about some of the other activities that you oversee.
Okay,
so stick with us. We're going to come back and talk to Fred Saylor from Perham High School or Perham School District, the whole, not just the high school. Welcome back to the Perham Show. I'm speaking with Fred Saylor, who is the Activities Director for the Perham High School. I did it again. The Perham the whole school district, District 549. And so you have many hats that you're wearing. We talked about the Area Learning Center, and you do community ed things and athletic things, but there are organizations in the school that people don't often think about, like mock trial. My kids loved mock trial. And tell us about some of those.
Well, I'm glad to have this opportunity, because so often when people hear about extracurricular activities, they automatically go to sports. And, quite honestly, there's a number of people who are fed up to their ears with sports. They don't particularly appreciate it. They don't enjoy it. And we found that some of our students have been that way over the years. So we've built, I think, a well-rounded program. And we really split our extracurricular activities into 3 different areas. Okay. Certainly there's the athletics, and then we have the arts, such things as speech, which is a real flagship program for us. It's been tremendously successful, great
wonderful
participation, team. Absolutely. And so we've got the one act, the speech. This year we're starting something called the Children's Theater Project, where we're actually going to take, we're going to develop skits and programs and then take them out on the road. So it gives those kids a real competitive place to be as well. And then the third part is the academic extracurricular. And when we talk about that, we're talking now about science research, mock trial, Knowledge Bowl, FFA. So what we're trying to give our kids in our school is a well-rounded opportunity, because we believe extracurricular activities are absolutely important to every student. And if you don't like the arts but like the sports, great, we've got something for you. Mm-hmm. If you don't like either of those, we've got the academic area too. Mm-hmm. And so our kids all benefit from having that opportunity.
Well, I think that there may be viewers that are clueless. What does science research mean? What does because I didn't know a thing about that program.
That's a great question. Science research is something that started here, I would say 5 years ago. And what it is, it's, first of all, we make no apology for the fact that our extracurricular programs are competitive. They are a competitive after-school program. We think that's important. We think it's part of our culture. We think kids get fired up about that when they have to lay it on the line, so to speak. So the science research has allowed our kids to take a project. They work with a staff member after school. We've had kids do animal research. We have had them look into and research different cancer therapies, water issues, many different things. Anything you can think of as science is open. And then they enter a competition. We've had kids go through state competition, national competition. I've actually had some kids go to international.
Wow. Now, are they defending their research then, Fred,
Absolutely.
When they're doing this?
Yep.
This is what
they demonstrate their research, they defend it. What's most interesting, and this isn't what we're looking for, but so many of those kids have received scholarships from various colleges. The United States Army is a tremendous supporter of this. So our kids many of them are getting some very nice scholarships into colleges. So it's opened the doors for kids. Same could be said for mock trial. It's really a study of our nation's judicial system. Mm-hmm. So we work with local attorneys, with a staff member, and our kids get a case. They present a case in competition. They'll have their plaintiffs, and they'll have, all the pieces, the DAs, and all those pieces that go into this, and they will go out and defend and present. And man, I'll tell you, it's competitive.
It is competitive, and that they have to research those cases as well.
Sure.
They have to get into that. Case law kind of situations, and it's interesting that can even go on into college. It's not called mock trial there. It's called.
I can't think of what
I can't think of it either. But that too is competitive, and the kids travel all over to. So really a great foundation.
I think bottom line with all of our programs, and again, I've got more of an athletic background than I have anything else, and. But the one thing I think that ties all of our programs together is we think if a student ends up on the free throw line with a game on the line and they're shooting a bonus and they can win it or lose it, that's good stuff. And you learn either way, whether you've been successful or failure. Same thing if a student's got a mic in their hand and they're singing in front of 600 people doing a solo. That is good stuff. Mm-hmm. And anytime we can put our kids out there in those venues, they stand to benefit, and so do we as a community.
Well, that children's theater, that's great to provide a venue for kids to perform, because there's oftentimes, there are budget cuts and this and that, and the school plays and things like that can fall to those decisions. But
well, and I think we're probably running out of time, but I would tell you that is one of the critical things that's happening here with the budget cuts. We're going to, I'm afraid, really put our kids in a tough situation. And I think we lose as a community when that happens.
We will have you on to talk more about that in upcoming weeks. And thanks so much for being with us, Fred Saylor, Activities Director from
much.
District 549. And if you have questions about any of the programs, can you shout out a number?
Sure, 346-1615.
Very good.
That's my
Thanks
direct
so
line.
much for being with us. And thank you for tuning in too.